tongue-tied and wrapped up in a rope of my own design. I'm coming down from this high mountain at what seems to be the speed of light. Down, 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 till there's nowhere else to go. Down, down, some more. Rolling, crashing through my own made-up world that's never worked before. Falling down that line like it's the first time. Won't be the last time. Won't you paint this scene covered in evergreens, dirt around me? There's no pictures on the wall that can make me feel this small when I'm falling down the line. Dark eyes, they grow darker as the wind stirs the dust from the ground. I want the whispers to fill my ears. I will wait for that sacred sound. Down, 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 till there's nowhere else to go. Down, down, some more. Rolling, crashing through my own made-up world that's never worked before. Falling down the line like it's the first time. Won't be the last time. Won't you paint this scene covered in evergreen, dirt around me, and there's no pictures on the wall that can make me feel this small when I'm falling down the line. Falling down the line.
Hello, hello, hello. What is up, people? Good to see you in the chat already. We got Jessica saying it's -2 in Chicago, and I live in a cold basement apartment. I'm not sure if the heater doesn't work as well as it used to, or I'm just getting old. Yeah, you win, Jessica. You win. Way colder where you are, although it is supposed to get pretty cold. I don't know about -2, but it's definitely going to get cold here. It hasn't quite blown in at full force yet, but yeah, we Texans, you know, everyone makes fun of us, but the thing is, our infrastructure is not built for these kinds of temperatures because we just don't get them that often. So, but yeah, that sounds terrible. The sound of all the faucets dripping, driving you crazy. Definitely don't want them freezing and breaking. Yeah, we'll be dripping our faucets tonight as well. That's just the name of the game. So I don't want to get in the middle of y'all's conversation, but we also got YouTube 1 through 7. Good to see you hanging in the chat. My friend, the layman apologist himself. Bananas and rice to you, brother. This must be something I don't quite understand. Is that like, you know, the brat diet? Bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast. That's what they say if you got a sensitive stomach to go to that. But I don't know. Maybe it means something else that I have no clue. Good evening from England. Good evening, Brother Tony. Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. The Bible Unbound. Not looking forward to the drive home. Hope you guys are staying warm. Yeah, thanks, brother. Yeah, we're trying. It is what it is. Tony said "A up." It's an English thing. Tucker, what's up, man? Good to see you back in the chat as well. -2 where Tony's at. Oh no, he's asking -2 Celsius or Fahrenheit. Probably Fahrenheit. I think Jessica's in the States, but I could be wrong. But I don't know. -20 Celsius in Canada right now. Ooh, I don't know what that means. I don't know. I don't know Celsius other than the drink. So, oh man. Braden, what's up? What's up, my man? Good to see you. Here it is. Here comes Hope Family Bindery. Us Michiganders have heating wraps around the pipes so we don't have to deal with leaving the water running. Yeah, of course, because it's always cold up there. Hope Family is, always gives a hard time about us Texans, like, oh, you guys complaining about the cold and all that's that and the other, and yeah. Northerners. Currently 8C here. Okay, I don't know what that transfers into Fahrenheit, Tony. Is that cold? I don't know. Braden, Northwest Arkansas. Oh yeah, you got it coming too, bro. Yeah, this winter storm is insane, especially for the South. 25 right there. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Twice Born. What's up, my man? Good to see you. Good to see you. North Central Indiana, here near Indy campus. All right, right on. Jessica has to translate Celsius. Yeah, I do too. Oh, thanks. And Hope, it looks like Hope did it for us. -20 is -4 Fahrenheit, -20 Celsius. Okay. Tony, 8 Celsius equals 40. Okay. Yep. See, I don't know. I don't understand. Oh, moving to Michigan. Okay. You'll be near a bunch of other dudes that are in my group chat who like to give me a hard time about being from Texas, where it never gets cold, and when it does, we whine about it. So with wind chill, it's -3 where Twice Born is. Great. Tony says it's practically t-shirt weather for him. Fair enough. Underdog. Dean, the man, the myth, the legend. Good to see you, bro. -36 this morning. School buses didn't even run, which is how you know it's dang cold. That's insane, bro. I know Dean's up in Canada as well, so yikes. Whew. Yeah, I'm not sure why we live in Michigan. There's not really a lot of redeeming qualities. I mean, I don't know. You got the Great Lakes. That's cool. I don't know. Greetings from Tampa, and it's 75 in Tampa. Well, that's nice. I don't think it's going to stay that way for you. Peter Fig, blessings, everyone. Blessings. Where are all the BAP Cave members? I don't know. But sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. The BAP Cave is an elusive group at times. So, I don't know. What part of Texas you in? Kind of central Texas area. For a little bit to the south, near Waco. So, yeah. Yeah. Did I get bread and milk? Yes, I did. So here's the funny thing about all that: when people run into the stores and all that stuff here, are the closest like Walmart to us is like out of everything. Like people rated it. There's nothing there. And yeah, they're out of everything. But here in my little town, we have a little Dollar General market, and they had everything we needed. So yeah, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Polar peril for Poochie. The cold weather is here is so vibrant. You must be a polar aspirant to try for a jog or go walk your dog. Then pull the pooch off the fire hydrant. Jerry, what's up, man? Good to see you hanging out in the chat. Jerry is a member of my church and a dear brother. A dear brother. I think cold affects our thinking and prevents us from wishing up and moving down south, or wising up. Sorry, wising up, and moving down south. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Cold is all relative. If it feels cold where you are, then it's cold there. This is true. This is true. And in Texas, this is what's coming is about as cold as it gets usually around here. My kids hardly ever see snow or anything white. Like I can guarantee you tomorrow when we're probably just going to get ice, but they're going to want to be out, slipping and sliding around in it because we never get it. And down here it's like such a big deal. Oh, 6.2 Celsius in Gulf Islands in Canada. North Washington. Okay. Yep. Burr, cold in New York, but have my house is toasty. Nice. People backyard farm. Right on. New York. Good to see you hanging out. So if this is a chill stream, what kind of TV you've been watching lately? Uh, he said other than The Chosen, which he knows I don't watch. um, I, honestly haven't watched a lot of TV here lately. The last thing I watched, my wife is in this weird phase right now, where she is all about going back to VCR stuff. So our church has like a resale shop downtown. And so we were able to get a VCR, and someone had donated a bunch of like sealed, unopened Disney classics. So the last movie I watched was one of the greatest Disney movies of all time, Aladdin, the OG animated, not the remake. But Aladdin was the last thing I watched with the kiddos on the VCR. So with a terrible quality, but still had fun with it. That was the last thing I watched. If I watch a show, excuse me, if I watch a TV show, usually I just watch The Office over and over again because it makes me laugh. So, yeah. Let's see. 35 degrees here in CT. Tomorrow is supposed to be 14. Yeah. Presby 1646. I know you, brother. I think we follow each other on X. Yeah. It's supposed to get cold here. I think down into that same range in the 20s or the teens or something like that. Yeah. It is so cold here. My dog wagged his tail and scratched my car. Wow, that is a feat. That's something. You should check out the TV show Eureka. Okay. If I get a chance, my plans are if I'm shut up in that house tomorrow to try and do as much reading as I can, but I may, browse the tube a little bit and see what I can find. I've got some family down somewhat near you in Jacksonville, Texas. Okay. Yeah. I'm assuming it's probably an hour and a half away from you or so. Hoping y'all get more snow than ice. Yeah, I hope so. That would be cool. It'd be a lot more fun, for sure. Years ago, my grandma went to Texas and she met a kid that was like 10 who had never seen snow. Yep, it's common. Yeah. Uh, it's a very rare occurrence here. We just don't really get it. I just switched to Blu-ray and DVD. No more streaming for my family. Hey, I get it, man. Sometimes you just get burnt out on streaming services. I recently did that with music. This is kind of one of the things I've done recently. I decided to drop music streaming because I'm just kind of tired of you know the cog in the wheel of music streaming and what it's doing, and I know it's not going anywhere, but man, I miss so much. I miss getting excited about like a new record coming out and going to the store to get a physical copy of it, and just all the things that were around that culture. I know it's just nostalgia from being a 90s kid, a millennial, whatever, but I broke out my giant box of CDs that I've kept over the years and uploaded. I had to get this CD drive to connect to my computer, 'cause of course no computer has them anymore, so I could upload them to iTunes. But I've been doing that. It takes forever, but it's worth it. Got some good stuff to listen to. Okay, question for all you complementarians. Tony. If you don't allow women to teach in church, is it okay to watch them on YouTube? Uh, all right. There's a question. You know, I think it depends. It's like I'm not gonna go on YouTube and watch Paula White. Okay. And honestly, I don't really watch a lot of teaching on YouTube, to be fair. But I don't, I don't know how to answer that other than, yeah, I don't, I read I read books from women all the time, and the whole thing, it depends on what you mean by complementarian and how far whoever might go with it. It can get really stupid really fast in a lot of different ways. But yeah, I don't just to be fair, I don't really watch any teaching on YouTube really. Some thrift store shopping allowed me to build a whole home theater system with surround sound for only a few $100. Nice. Nice. I'm kind of jealous of that. I may be honest. I'm going to be honest, not I may be honest. Castle or The Rookie for me. I could binge those two shows over and over again. Okay. I think I've seen some of The Rookie. I know I've seen Castle. The Rookie, I think I've seen some of it. Stillwater, Minnesota is -7 low tonight. Yikes. Yikes. Yeah, that's cold. That's cold. I may have started a VHS collection lately. I have too many collection interests. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the funny thing about, at least for us here with VHS, our little resale shop in town that the church operates, I mean, it has, I say the church operates, it's a separate entity from the church. It's kind of like a ministry of the church, because we also give a lot of things away, like families who need warm clothes, and if there's an emergency, we give tons of stuff away from it. But yeah, we get VHS tapes galore, so it's easy to to collect those for my wife right now. She's super into it. Snow can be fun. Ice is a nightmare. Yeah, I think I agree. Yeah, I think I tend to agree. Oh, and this is the rest of this comment from below. Tonight is -25. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, look at Tony being all studious. Haven't watched TV since I got Logos software. Yeah, it keeps you busy, huh? Yeah. Nerd. I'm just kidding. I'm right there with you, Tony. Although I spend probably way too much time in Logos software just to it's probably one of those things for me that I don't even realize what a gift it is sometimes because I use it weekly so much for sermon preparation. I mean, I even use like the sermon manager and type out everything in there and all that. So I'm just so used to Logos, but it is a great software. I don't do the subscription though. I just grandfathered in and I'm keeping it the way it is. Thought about switching to CDs and MP3s, but it seems like a pain since I like listening on the go. And I also listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff on Spotify. Yeah, I'll still listen to podcasts and stuff for sure. But yeah, it's not for everyone. It's a choice. It's a choice that I have made. You don't have to make it. But yeah, I get why most people probably wouldn't want to make it, to be honest. Another reason that kind of pushed me in this direction with the music thing, to be honest, is two of my kids are really into music, and we did not want to give them anything with like internet access, unsupervised, like. So we bought them some MP3 players from Amazon and just, bought some of the songs they like and put on, and they love it. And it just made me kind of nostalgic. Like, man, I remember being a kid and getting my first MP3 player, getting my first iPod, and how cool that was. And I get to see that in them now. It's a lot of fun. I found my old iPod Classic. I think it's the 6th gen iPod Classic. The battery is completely trash. But I found there's a kit you can buy on Amazon to replace the battery. So I'm probably going to be doing that soon just because it's only like $15 and I want my iPod back because nostalgia. Ooh. Amen to new records and CDs. Yeah, I haven't gotten into collecting vinyl yet because I know that will be dangerous for me, but it may be coming. I don't know. But I like physical media. Yeah. On what device do people listen to music these days? I hate music on the phone. Yeah, you can still get some MP3 players that are pretty cool. Amazon actually has some good options, but like I said, I'm gonna try and breathe some new life into my old iPod because yeah, this is what I got. But if you just go to Amazon and look at their options for just MP3 players, there's some cool ones, some pretty cool stuff. Dude, that's legit. I'm so tired of paying Apple $16 a month to listen to basically just rent all my music I owned in 2008. Yeah, man, that's kind of why I did it. It was like I'm tired of paying, for those things, and I want to go back to if I like a record, I'm gonna buy it, and I'm using my preferred thing to use to buy music is Bandcamp. Because they really pay artists really well when you buy from them, and I can drag it into iTunes and then still upload it to my phone or iPod or whatever. But yeah, it's just for me, it's like I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna try and go back to just owning the music. If a new record comes out that I really like, I'll purchase it and have it. So. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun times. Just asking as I'm doing a Bible reading plan online by a woman, and it's Tony. Well, and to be fair, uh, there's a lot of guys who do things that are poop as well. But yeah, I hear you. I am rewatching Stargate SG-1. I have never watched a single episode of Stargate, but I would probably like it because I like nerdy stuff. But I don't know. I've never checked it out. Are you still enjoying the NKJV? Yes, very, very much so. My preaching Bible has been sent off to Stan from Arc Bibles to get rebound. I'm really excited about that. I had this other one that I've been preaching out of right now. It's the center column reference, verse by verse. It's pretty cool. I don't like 2-column layouts for preaching. I like single column, verse by verse. But I'm loving the NKJV. It's good. It's real good. I'm enjoying it. Have you made your way through much of Beaky's Reformed Systematic Theologies behind you? Been wanting to get a copy of them, but haven't pulled the trigger yet. Yeah, I've used them mostly for referencing and resources like that. I am currently this year reading through the one volume that they just produced, the Essentials. I have a couple of guys at the church, they're elder candidates, that we're reading through that this year and enjoying that. So honestly, if you wanted to pick up, I would pick up that one before I tried to get the 4 volumes. If you want to read through it, I mean, it's totally up to you. You could do either way, but the single volume is pretty good. At least so far, I'm into it. But the 4 behind me, mostly I haven't like read through them all. I've used them for referencing for certain theological topics and just getting into stuff that way. So, let's see. I got some personal convos going on here. I don't want to get in the middle of. I have the £7.40 a month subscription on Logos, cheaper than Netflix. Yeah, and I could see how that would be worth it. You know, if you're going to have a subscription. My thing is, I got into Logos Bible software a long time ago. When I was in youth ministry, the church gifted it to me, a big base package, and then every year after that, they gave me the option to add more to the library. So I bought more base packages and things, and I've got more stuff in Logos than I will ever need, honestly, as far as commentaries and study tools and, language tools, all that kind of stuff. I've got more than I could chew right now. So I'm good with what I've got and not looking to get into the subscription game. But if I was starting fresh, I think it would make sense. Yeah. I spend more time trying to find something to stream than actually watching it. Yeah, I hear you. I get how that can happen. Get kind of thrown in a loop. Amen on the CDs, brother. Growing up, I had the coolest stereo system, AM, FM, dual cassette, 3 CD changer, and a turntable on top. I wonder if we had the same one, bro, because I had one just like that. I don't even know where it is now. But, yeah, it's another... It was a different time. I feel so old now. I feel that sort of back in my day kind of thing. It was such a sweet time. Music, to me, maybe I'm wrong about this, but to me, music was way more exciting when you had physical media. Even, records, 8-track, CDs, cassettes, it was just way more exciting. It was more fun. There was more, I don't know, there's just more to it. And now with streaming services, a lot of times it seems boring. Like it's just, everything is instantaneous at your fingertips, and it just kind of takes away some of the fun. I don't know. Maybe it's just me being a grumpy old man, but yeah. Yeah. Always wanted an iPod Classic. Couldn't afford it at the time. Almost cried when I heard they were no longer made. Yeah, you can still get them. Sometimes you can find cheap ones on eBay and stuff like that maybe they just need a new battery And the battery replacement, I've looked at it, it's fairly easy, not too hard to do. I mean, it's a little technical, but you can still kind of find them. But they're slowly becoming collector's items, unfortunately. I have pretty much everything by We Logos. Okay. I don't know what We Logos is. Maybe I'm missing something. I use my phone, but I did buy an optical cable to connect my Blu-ray to my AV receiver so I can play CDs with it and use the very nice DAC in my AVR and my nice speakers. Yeah. Yeah, and I think sometimes we forget how much quality sound we lose when we go to streaming. It can still be decent, but when you play a CD, there's something about it that, like, when you're actually playing a CD, not just MP3 files, it's so crispy. It's so good. I said this before, but the last CD I bought was Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park. Oh yeah. Yeah. Classic, man. Classic. The first song I ever heard from Linkin Park was Crawling in My Skin, or Crawling, I think is just what it's called. And I remember seeing it on MTV back in the day. My nose is itching, sorry. But yeah, I remember seeing it on MTV and I was just like, whoa, this is cool. Like that grabbed me. So this is a classic record. Oh, here's what you were trying to say, Tony. I have pretty much everything by Wesley on Logos. I'm not surprised. Wesleyan fanboy, which is cool. I love that about you, Tony. Everything is auto-tuned, pitch corrected, or AI these days. I can't stand fake music. That's one of the reasons why I recommend supporting artists through Bandcamp. If you buy physical media or buy digital media, if you actually buy your songs, because Bandcamp, they have a policy. They do not allow AI music on their platform, which I thought was cool. I don't know. There's something about it. Like, I remember hearing something one time I thought was super cool, and then found out it was AI, and then when you go back and listen to it, it's obviously AI, and you're like, oh, yeah. So, Bandcamp, one of my favorite places for that kind of stuff. A lot of guys that do things online are poop. True, but I don't watch Bethel or Lakewood videos. Fair enough. Fair enough. I have the Logos Pro with Tim Wildsmith's small collection, and it's such an incredible tool. Could never go back to not having Logos. The AI features of searching when study is incredible. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Logos it is really a great tool. I like it. I like it a lot. Amen to physical media. Yes, and amen. It's good stuff. I remember as a kid building blanket forts and listening to audiobooks on the cassette. Those were the days. Oh yeah, man. Yeah. It's a different time now. You can still build a blanket fort though. That's fun. I build blanket forts with my kids sometimes. It's a good time. Well, they build it, and I just applaud them for building it and maybe get down there and play with them some. But I've barely listened to music in the past 15 to 20 years, which is wild since I adore music. Yeah, I listen to music often, especially just here in my study. I'll always have something playing in the background. I love music. First live gig of the year, 24th February. February? Maybe I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. Or I could be just old too. Yeah. I feel the old part. Hey, we got Ed Roman. What's up, Ed? Hola. Good to see you, brother. Ed the man. Oh, when we watched our first Blu-ray, it blew me away. Not just the sharpness, but the colors. Had become desensitized by how low quality streaming is and forgotten how good physical media is. Yes, I have. Of course, I do. The Lord of the Rings trilogy in the Ultra HD 4K Blu-ray stuff, and it's putting those discs in and watching it is another level versus streaming it. Didn't know that about Bandcamp. Yeah. This is one of my favorite things about buying music from there. They pay more to their artists, and there's no AI goop. There's a guy that sounds like the guy from Disturbed, and he's obviously auto-tuned. I don't want to give his name. Okay. I think I know who you're talking about, though. Dude who's done like Viking stuff, and I don't know. I think I've seen that guy. 24th February is when the gig is. Just got my tickets. Okay. What gig, Tony? You mean like going to see music or playing music, or I'm confused. Forgive my Americanness. I'm probably missing out on some. Here, when we say a gig, usually we talk to that about like if you're in a band, you're going to play a gig or something like that. Are many churches down south canceling service this Lord's Day? I've seen quite a few because it is pretty bad. We haven't made the call yet. I don't really want to cancel Lord's Day service. It's just so crazy. I don't want anyone to get hurt, and so we as a confessional guy. To call back to some of the glory days of Doctrine and Devotion with Joe and Jimmy talking about this, they would say there are times when people are providentially hindered from gathering on the Lord's Day. And this may be one of those days where we are providentially hindered. We'll just have to see. The bad stuff for us, the ice and how thick it's going to be, is going to be coming in more so tomorrow and on into Sunday. And so we'll just have to see how bad it is, whether or not we do that. The plan, though, here's the reality for us. We're in a small town. I live very close to the church. So probably what I'll do is I'll be here regardless. And if we just have a small group of people that show up, then we'll have we'll worship. We'll do something. But yeah, it just is what it is. DM me his name. Okay, bro. Sure. Going to see Hasty Dixie gig. Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotcha. We're canceling Sunday school in the morning, but service is still on. Okay. Yeah, right on. Don't ever cancel. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it most of the time. I'll be here, right? Is kind of my thinking. I'm close enough to be here. I'll be up here, and if no one comes, then it is what it is. But I don't want people here in Texas is just kind of wild. People get hurt because we don't have salt on the roads. We don't have these things that other places usually have. So. But yeah, church should gather. But, it is what it is. Sometimes there really is genuine providential hindrance from gathering. Are many churches misheard that as Arminian churches? Tony, it's okay, brother. I don't think... I think this is the difference, though. Perhaps the Arminian churches would say that they are choosing not to gather if they don't. And Calvinist churches are saying that we have been providentially hindered by God's decree from gathering. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just south of Nacogdoches, and our church, which normally has two services, has canceled the earlier service. Yeah, yep. Nacogdoches is, I think you guys are going to get hit with it just as bad as we are from looking at the map. Oh, all right. Just do a live stream sermon. Yeah, I hate doing that. I did like one of those during COVID, but yeah, it's. I'd rather do that than nothing. I'll say that. And if I'm just up there by myself, I'll just stream to Facebook and preach to nobody, but maybe some people online. I don't know, because our church, I post the sermons on YouTube and Facebook, and our most of the people who would go back and watch it again are gonna see it on Facebook in our church. It's just small town stuff and just the way it is. But hopefully, we'll have some kind of gathering. Lol. Lol, lol, lol. I don't know what that's in reference to, but I'll take it. And Jessica says, we had enough of that during COVID. I feel you, Jessica. I feel you. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's wild I'm just glad COVID's kind of over. It is over. Should be over. Should I buy the Skylar NKJV PSQ or wait for the NKJV Sovereign to come out? You mean like maybe to come out in the Premier collection? They're pretty similar, to be honest. At least the kind of stylized layouts and things. Honestly, it just depends. The PSQ is awesome. It is awesome. It is. I will say this without question. Skylar Bibles does some of the best stuff with regard to more mass production. I want to call them mass production, but more, more mass production than like a rebinder or something. And what they do is really good. But I'm going to agree with, I see Hope Family Binder responded to you here. Skylar makes some great stuff. I love the Skylars I have, but the Premier Collection stuff is lower quality, but a much better value. And that's probably true. Depends on your pocketbook, right? And the value for money is just really good. Yeah, and another question, which I see you kind of answering there, you said about verse by verse. You prefer, I'll pull it up, prefer verse by verse, but could get used to paragraph. You could, but if you really have a preference for verse by verse, just that matters. So just kind of weigh those things out. But the PSQ is a great Bible, and I'm not at all trying to hate on it. Tony, of course, was like all other Arminians, predestined to be one. Totally biased, but nothing beats a rebind, though. It's true. Just true. I don't think you're biased, man. I think it's just accurate. I mean, I know you're a rebinder, but when you have a rebind, it's just another level. It's just a whole nother level. Only planning on buying 2 Bibles this year, actual paper ones, that is. Yeah. I try not to buy a ton of Bibles anymore. I'm thankful for the partnerships with the channel where publishers will send me some stuff. The one I'm most looking forward to this year is Thomas Nelson is producing the Jonathan Edwards Study Bible with Matthew Everhart was kind of the general editor of, and I'm really pumped on that one. Want to take a look at it, but it's not coming out for a wee bit. If you can afford Skylar and don't want to rebind, I would go with Skylar. Yeah, I think that's fair. That's fair. Really want to get my compact McLaren rebound. Dude, that would be a fantastic rebind. That would be because the when I gave away. By the way, if any of you were wondering, Brian Rollins, who won the giveaway, received the Bible, so it's all with him now. But that by the smaller rebind, there's just something about that was so cool to see rebound, and it's really nice. So I think that would be a good option. It'd be a good option. Oh, but yeah. So pretty much what I'm planning on doing as the cold goes on is trying to, if we're going to be huddled up in the house, trying to finish a couple of books that I've been needing to finish for a while. One of them's a fiction work that I've been working through, and the other one is I started reading on Baptist sacramentology. I forgot who wrote it, but it's been good. I'm going to try and finish those if I can. But yeah. Rockwall just opened up custom orders, but slots go fast. Yeah, they do. I've never had a Bible from Rockwall, but I've heard good things. I want the New Rome one that's Septuagint for the Old Testament. Yeah, you were talking about that last time, Tony. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Comfort print, yes. Yeah, Tucker, my man. I agree. The Thomas Nelson's comfort print for me, it's oddly enough, it gets a lot of haters, but I like it a lot. I think it's so pleasant to look at and easy to read. So, yeah. And the NKJV in parallel. Yeah, Nichols reviewed it today. He beat me to it. I've got it. I've got it sitting over here, like right in front of me. Thomas Nelson sent that out. It's just the New Testament, but very cool idea for sure. I'd love to have a rebind, but the Bible I'm using doesn't need rebound. Yeah, I know you got a couple of nice Bibles, Twiceborn. You got the PSQ that you won from the channel, and then you've also got the NKJV Premier Collection. Just finished Tom Hicks, What is a Reformed Baptist today. Also been flying through the Bobbyverse series. Yeah. What is a Reformed Baptist is on my reading list this year, and it's one I want to finish some of the ones that I have going right now, so I can pick that one up because I am excited about it. I mean, I have it, but I mean, pick it up and read it. I'm reading some Louis L'Amour Westerns, highly recommended. Yeah, man. That's fun stuff. I love it. Just finally got an opening for Logos rebinding. I'll be rebinding it in NASB output. Nice. That's a great rebind candidate. Yeah, very cool. Logos is they do some good stuff. You'll have to forgive me for pronouncing it Logos when I know a lot of people say Logos, but the guy who first really showed me some Greek stuff would always say Logos, and some people today still say that's correct. I don't know the correct pronunciation, but yeah, that's a good rebinder. I like the comfort print. Then I got older. I didn't like the comfort print. Then I got older. Yeah, I love it personally, but maybe it's because I'm already older. The Bible you are using does need a rebind. If it's a Bible, it needs a rebind. I hear you. Rebinds are nice. Halfway through What is a Reformed Baptist, also halfway through Plans for Holy War by John Arrowsmith. It is amazing so far. Very cool. Yeah, very cool. I couldn't afford a rebind. Well, I could, but the shipping across the Atlantic. Yeah, that's the hard thing. I know that Layman and Tony have both talked about this before because they're across the pond. There's just not a ton of rebinders that do stuff like what we have here in the States, which is unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. I just finished a horror novella yesterday, and it was so good. Oh, cool. Yeah. Some people call me a heathen, but I do like horror books. I'm I like the classic H.P. Lovecraft stuff, cosmic horror. That's a lot of fun. And Stephen King has some hit and miss stuff, but this past year I read his collection of short stories. I think it's called "You Like It Darker," and they were fun. It was fun reads. I just started Vindication of the Truth by Nehemiah Cox. Very nice. Yeah, I got that one on my shelf, waiting to be read. I'm hoping to do some Baptist maxing this year and read some more of those guys. I've got plenty, so I'm looking forward to diving in there. If you're looking for some good fiction, I recommend James Herriot books. They're semi-nonfiction, but about a veterinarian in England in the 1930s. They're hilarious and family-friendly. Okay, cool. Thanks for the recommendation. That's a nice number of there's a nice number of rebinders in the UK. 0 is a round number. Okay. Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. Yeah, I enjoy, and I don't talk about it a lot here on the channel, except maybe in some like year-end book lists. But I do enjoy reading fiction. I'm a big fantasy nerd, so I like that kind of stuff. Tolkien, of course, and Lewis and all that. But Brandon Sanderson has been a lot of fun, except for the last part of the Stormlight Archive, which was awful. But I found a couple of other fantasy writers that I dig as well. But yeah, I have fun with that stuff. Next fiction reads will be C.S. Lewis Space Trilogy. Oh, yeah, Silent Planet. Yeah. That would be fun. My mom got me to watch Pet Sematary when I was little by telling me Herman Munster was in it. It scarred me for life. Yeah, Pet Sematary is one of those. That's one of those stories that King wrote that has zero hope at the end. It just leaves you in darkness. Now, I will say this. I can't help, turn off the theological mind. I've never seen the movie Pet Sematary, but I did read the book. And what I get from the book, it's interesting about that story, is the longing for resurrection, right? The longing for real life that's better than this one, being able to not die. And you kind of see some of those themes in it, but it ends with a utter hopelessness that left a bad taste in my mouth for sure. And it's creepy, to be sure. The Layman Seminary. Hi. Well, hello. Hello, Layman Seminary. Have you read Hail Mary by Andy Weir? No, I have not. No, I have not. Do you have a copy of my book? Ed says. I do not, Ed. I'll be honest, brother. I didn't know you wrote a book. I will have to remedy that and check it out and see what you put out there, man. I'll have to get it. Whew. All right. I'm going to be with you guys for about 5 more minutes. And then I'm going to have to jet. Check the Molly Macabre if you like horror. She is an indie author. Okay. Interesting. Hail Mary is, in my opinion, one of the best fiction books ever written. Oh, wow. High praise. High praise. Yeah. So I'm going to give you guys a fiction recommendation. Really, it's just an author because everything I've read from him has been excellent. But Leif Anger, Leif Anger, the last name is Enger. He wrote, probably his most well known book is called Peace Like a River. It's very good. Virgil Wonder, I really enjoyed as well. Especially you Michiganders who are out there. The Great Lakes often make an appearance in what he's writing about. I just read, not this past year, but the year before, he wrote a book called I Cheerfully Refuse that was really good. But Leif Angers is one of my favorite fiction writers. He's been good, a lot of fun. And he's not fantasy per se. I mean, there's some fantastical elements to some of his stuff. But he's one of those writers he's able just to tell good stories that have some grounding in ordinary things, and with the extraordinary being a part of it for sure. But it's not like set in a fantasy world. It's set like in the real world. They're good. It's good stuff. I enjoy it. I like it. All right. Any other topics of discussion before I got a jet? I'm going to be on here for another like 3 minutes. So anything you guys want to say, pop it in there and I shall do my best to interact with it. Here we go. Stanislaw Lem is a Polish author that is really good. He blends humor, absurdity, and philosophy really well. I'd recommend starting with his book Star Diaries. It's like philosophical Three Stooges. Okay. Interesting. I'm reading a book series, thematic, will never be finished. Yeah. A lot of the times with fiction stuff, I do like to use Audible. There's just something about, especially if you have a really good reader, where it comes alive in some cool ways. So I enjoy using Audible for that kind of stuff. Probably the longest book series, like fiction series, that I made it through was the first part of the Stormlight Archive. They're big old books too, but the last book was very disappointing, unfortunately, which is sad. If you do get into the Stormlight Archives, I do think it's worth reading just for the first 3 books alone. To go from Way of Kings to Words of Radiance to Oathbringer, all 3 just excellent. I only really listen to audiobooks when I'm rebinding. So you listen to a book while you're working on a book. I like it. I'm going to listen to this book while I fix this book. Yeah. Want to read Day of Atonement, a novel of the Maccabean Revolt by David da Silva? Okay. That'd probably be interesting, for sure. Yeah. The Maccabean Revolt is an interesting topic. Anyway, it's if you've not read the Maccabees in the Apocrypha, you should. They're fun. They're not inspired scripture, but they're good. They're good. There's a 14 or 15 book series that I can't think of. Oh yeah, there's some big old long drawn out series out there. It's sometimes I struggle to commit if I know it's a long series, and but sometimes, like Stormlight, it was disappointing at the end of the first part. He's supposedly writing a lot more later on, but I'll say this: the first 3 were top-notch fantasy fiction. They're good. They're good. Okay, guys. Well, we have wandered to and fro a bit, done some hanging out, done some talking. Twiceborn just said Wheel of Time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. It was fun to chill, fun to hang out with you guys. Stay warm to the best of your ability. And, yeah. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I'll see y'all later on. And appreciate you all, as usual, making this fun to do. So, yep. We'll see you later. Peace.